Welcome to Savings with Spenny. I'm Spenny, and today I'm going to be talking about what is a credit score. A credit score is important whenever you want to borrow money.
Okay, fine, but it's not like you found anything bad about me. I mean, look at this credit score, 100.
Out of 850.
Oh no, really?
A high credit score will not only help you qualify for a loan, but it'll also determine what your interest rate is going to be. The higher the score, the less you'll have to pay in interest, which saves you money. A good credit score can help support your long-term financial goals, like buying a car or a house, but it also supports you in the short term, like getting a lease for your apartment. Now, what factors make up a credit score? There are 5 factors that go into creating a credit score, and each one has a different weight. Think of it like your classes. You have an assignment, you have a quiz, you have an exam, and each one is weighted a little bit differently, but they're all used to make up your final grade. The 5 factors are payment history, credit utilization, credit history, public records, and inquiries. The first one is payment history, which just means making your payments on time. Paying your phone bill, paying your credit card, and paying your student loans all have an impact on your credit score. This is the biggest factor. Think of this like the final exam, if you will, and you don't want to fail this. You'll want to ensure that you're always going to be prepared to make all of your payments on time. The next is credit utilization. This is just financial jargon, which means how much of the debt that you use versus how much debt that you have access to. You want to have a large amount between the amount that you've spent on your credit card and your credit card limit. Spending 70% of your limit or more will hurt your credit score even if you're making all of your payments on time. For example, if you have a credit card with a limit of $1,000, try keeping the balance under $700 before paying it off. There's also 2 types of debt: installment and revolving. Installment debt is sort of like your student loan. You have a monthly payment, and then when you're done paying off your loan, you don't have access to that debt anymore.
I'm free! I'm free! I'm finally free!
Revolving debt is like a credit card or a line of credit. Once you pay it off, you have access to it again. And credit utilization takes into account the different types of debt that you have. If you only have revolving debt, like 5 credit cards, it can actually negatively impact your credit score. Try to stick to only 1 or 2 credit cards at a time. Next up is your credit history. Your credit history refers to the consistency that you make your payments. Things that indicate inconsistency can be like signing up for a new credit card, canceling it, signing up for another one, canceling it over and over and over again. Having one credit card and making payments on it long term indicates a good consistency. 10% of your credit score is determined by public records. This refers to any debts that have gone to collections or to bankruptcy. A lot of small debts, like unpaid bills or parking tickets, even larger debts like outstanding loans, if these go to collections, it will negatively impact your credit score. Then there's bankruptcies. I once had a friend who heard a rumor that if they file for bankruptcy, it will solve all of their credit card debt.
I declare bankruptcy!
If you ever go bankrupt, then your credit score will still be negatively impacted even after you've paid everything down. A bankruptcy will stay on your credit report for 7 years, which will keep your score low even though you're working hard to improve it. Look, bankruptcies are complicated, and they can be their very own video. Filing for bankruptcy can be good for certain people in certain situations, but always speak to a credit counselor before making this decision. And resources for credit counseling will be linked in the description. Also, sidebar, you can use credit counseling services whenever, not just on determining whether or not you need to file for bankruptcy. And finally, we have inquiries, which is whenever somebody accesses your credit report. In other words, a credit check. If you're purchasing a car or looking into a new credit card, a bank might look into your credit report to view your credit history to determine your eligibility for a certain product. Watch out for websites that promise financing for cars or debt consolidation, because sometimes they'll actually pull your credit report, which can negatively impact your score. Make sure that you read the terms and conditions. Now, how can you check your credit score? We know that running a hard credit check will negatively impact your score, but there are ways that you can do what's called a soft credit check, which gives you an estimate of your credit score without negatively impacting it.
So soft. Baby soft. Enchiladas in your shoe soft. Tamales in your zapato soft. Are you as hungry as I am?
This is how you can get a decent estimate of where you stand and how you're doing. A soft credit check can run once a month and doesn't hurt your credit score. You can talk to your bank or look for an app that offers this service. Whether we like it or not, credit scores are something that can either help or harm our long-term financial goals. Hopefully this video has provided you with a little bit of insight into how the system works so you can better achieve your long-term future goals. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Savings with Spenny.